everybody has finished 6K or 8K or 10K and is so satisfied. So that is one thing, running in groups. Second one is never ever, even if you are running with someone better than you. For example, I have seen Deepa running with Bhumi and Niranjana. Niranjana did her half marathon 10 minutes faster than I did. So I am not saying I am a good runner, but she is terrific according to me. She has the best form in our group in tracks. She is the best running form in tracks. So what I have observed is Eva would actually go slower. That is why she could finish. Because if you run at Olivia's pace or Niranjana's pace, I am sure Eva would have stopped running by you. You should not. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം ഹൈവേയിൽ ഇതിന് റെയിലേക്ക് പോകാമെന്ന വിഷയം പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത് ഞാൻ മറ്റേ ഡൈവോഴ്സ് പെറ്റീഷൻ എഴുതി വെച്ചിട്ടേ പോകാൻ പറ്റുമോ ഞാൻ അപ്പം അതുകൊണ്ട് സോ വാട്ട് ഐ ഹാവ് ഇൻ മൈൻഡ് ഇസ് ഡോണ്ട് ഗോ ബിയോണ്ട് യുവർ കാർഡിയോപൾമണറി ത്രെഷോൾഡ്. ഹൗ ഡു യു ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് യുവർ കാർഡിയോപൾമണറി ത്രെഷോൾഡ്? കാർഡിയോപൾമണറി ത്രെഷോൾഡ് എന്താണെന്നറിയാമോ? ത്രെഷോൾഡ് ഇസ് ഇഫ് യു ഗോ ബിയോണ്ട് ദാറ്റ് യു കനോട്ട് റൺ. അതെങ്ങനെ കണ്ണൂർ കാര്യങ്ങൾ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള. ഫോർ സം പീപ്പിൾ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് breathlessness, different character. So that means whether you are cycling up and incline or running, if you become breathless, then you have to slow. If you become breathless for 2 to 5 minutes, then you are gone. പിന്നെ അത് ഓടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ breathlessness ആവുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ ഉള്ളവർ ലൈക്ക് Niranjana ഓടിപ്പോയാൽ she will slow so that she can finish the whole. Second one is the importance of so many people confuse sweating with tiredness. It's not at all true. I will come back to swimming. So second one is how do you know that you are going to go beyond the cardiological question? Another one is palpitation. As Kiran has mentioned, if it is palpitation, man, you are going to die. Another way, you slow down, palpitation will come down. ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ എന്താന്ന് need not be any discussion. This is it. If there is pain, meet the doctor. Otherwise, you will suffer. Which is also true. See, that is, you have to look at it from a different point of view. Yes, gone through all these things. I think the most fundamental as well as the what do you say? The complete runner undertaker. He has gone through the theory and the practicals. He has tried everything. He knows everything also. So second one is about sweating. One is if you are feeling breathless. Second one is palpitation. Engine. And the third one is throbbing. Mini throbbing in that. Feel like your heads are going to explode. Head is going to explode. Bhayangara throbbing vannitta. Nammal bhayangara incline the cycle idare throbbing which is actually a danger sign. All these things are actually messages given to you by your brain to say that you have to slow, you have to be careful. Actually, you are not at risk, but you have to be careful. These kind of what you have to do is, our general tendency is, we don't think straight, we start running faster. Then you will drop out. You have to start running slower, or start running very, very slow, or even stop. Take a break. But just like Sujit Vaidyan always says, if the break is too long, then you cannot run that day. So the break has to be very deep. And the third one, one of the important things that you think about is about hydration. Absolutely.
I am not able to talk. When you start, I can't talk about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. called the perceived intensity scale. Sometimes Vishwa puts tomorrow there is a intense running change. HAI. It's an intense run actually. If you don't want to sit on the mat. When you are feeling, you can't talk. See, basically what is the difference between running and walking? Walking is, you can even see while you walk. And running is, you cannot see while you run. But you can talk while you run. But if you increase the pace or the intensity, then you will not be able to talk also. So what you have to do is, if you are running for 3 kilometers, you and Lakshmi are always running together. Don't ever talk. Because you lose all the energy there in your conversation. So don't talk. It's better when you wait for that water hydration or water, you can talk. Otherwise, don't talk. That is the only way. It is actually your brain is telling you, see, you are doing it slightly too fast. And not at all, and slightly too fast. Yeah, and the most important thing is about the hydration. And the hydration is about sweating. When he does this, what do you call the plant? See, why do we sweat? Sweating is the only reason why we can run marathons. Even wild animals cannot run marathons. They can only run faster than us. They cannot run for hours and hours like us. I ran 3.5 hours, which is the time that Vishwa takes to run a marathon. So I also ran 3.5 hours. Only thing is much slower. I did only 23 kilometers in 3 hours. He does 42. That is entirely up to anybody, just according to your stamina. But if you don't sweat, sweating is the main mechanism by which we run. Why do we sweat? Because when we run, our whole body gets heated up. And how do you take away this heat? It is only through the sweat force, by sweating. So sweating is nothing bad. It is always good to sweat. But when you keep on sweating, that amount of hydration you need, so you have to sit more also. What else? രണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. Most important thing is that day what happened was you hadn't decided to do it. And then you were running at somebody else's pace till that time. You were running at my pace, which is basically okay for you. But your mind wasn't tuned to do it 21. It's all about planning. When you're going to do it 21, you know how much time it should take you to do the first 11. There is something called negative split. Negative split in running is which all of it. Negative split in running is if you are doing 10 kilometers. The first 5 kilometers you should do slower than the second 5 kilometers. It is very gratifying when you are doing a marathon because you start overtaking so many people. Siddharth and I, because he was injured, we both ran run together. He was running at my pace. Even I was running at Swapna's pace. So it was very slow. Even then we were, the last 2 kilometers we overtook 36 people. They were counting from Museum to Korea, we overtook 36 people. So they were thinking that these are some great guys running like that. So that is very gratifying. If you do the first half slow, then you can do the second half fast. So many of us are getting it wrong, especially Sri Ganesh. He usually runs the first half very fast and then നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് സ്ട്രെങ്തനിങ് എക്സസൈസ് കൂടെ ചെയ്യാം. Pain rule of thumb is doctor think what Kiran said. You stop. Then, if there is a puncture in your car or your vehicle, if there is a puncture, if you just keep it there, it won't get rectified by using it. Just like that, if you have a genuine injury, you have to get it treated. Otherwise, it will rectify. What usually people try to players and all those doers who are this after the age of 30, what they do is when they have some pain, they just take rest. After 1 month, they start doing the same things and get the same pain. The same pain comes back.
So during that time, I would just control my diet.
Diet. Interestingly, Michael Phelps, when he got 8 gold medals for the Olympics, he used to have 40 eggs a day. I don't know. Anyway, Michael Phelps used to have 40 eggs a day when he was practicing at least 6 to 8 hours a day of swimming. But when he stopped swimming because he had some other problems and then he was in rehab, then he stopped eating the same amount as well as the body weight and went down to something much less, which we all forget. If you are injured and if you are not running, don't have the food you were used to when you were running. It's always better to reduce the food, otherwise you put on a lot of fat. It is much more difficult to run with 10K with a 10K backpack than without the 10K backpack. So if you are 10 kg overweight, it is better to take off the 10 kg and start. Weight management. Cycling is actually cross training. The running is actually okay impact on your ankles, on your knees, everything. But those who are into competition, they really need to do at least 6 days a week. So it is better to do cross training. Runners, when you competition, those who want to continuously improve, it is always better to do 2 days of strength. You don't need to run on those 2 days. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday and running every 2 days. Sunday long run കഴിഞ്ഞുള്ള ദിവസം ഏറ്റവും ഫസ്റ്റ് പോകും. People like Vishwa may be going for a recovery run, not for people like us. You have to become famous. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഉള്ള ദിവസങ്ങളിൽ 2 ദിവസം with a gap, it is better to do strengthening. Strengthening a few exercises demonstrate here, so that it is something which everyone can do. അത് എല്ലാവരും നമ്മളിവിടെ വരാം. ഞാൻ ഇന്നലെ ഒരു കാര്യം ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചു. ഇന്നലെ ആരൊക്കെ ഓടുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നമ്മൾ ഓടാൻ ദിവസങ്ങളിൽ ഒത്തിരി പേര് ഇവിടെ ഓടുന്നുണ്ട്. Yesterday I was not feeling like I want to run. At the same time I want to sit at home, so I just came to Kavyar Park. രാവിലെ on those days when you are not running, it is the best place to do strengthening exercises because our bench വിഷയമൊന്നും കൊള്ളൂല്ല. എന്നെ പോലത്തെ ഹൈറ്റൊക്കെ ഉള്ളത് അത് കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് കൊള്ളും. അപ്പം അത് നല്ലപോലെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. റീസണബിളി നീറ്റുമാണ്. അപ്പം കുറച്ച് സാധനങ്ങൾ ഞാൻ ആദ്യം അറിയുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ just explain how you can increase at the same time stretch and strengthen the muscles of your legs. This is something called this is called a half squat. Full squat is full thalapon. Runners don't need a full squat. Gymnasts need a full squat. Weightlifters need a full squat. Runners, even sprinters, don't need a full squat. So if you look at full squat, fine. Otherwise, you don't need a full squat. Half squat is something which you need. Now, a reasonable number, something like 12 to 15 at a time. Then wait for 10 to 20 seconds. Then do another 12 to 15. 3 or 4 sets. Or you can just do 1 set. Even that is good. Second one is the squat jump. Always land on the balls of your feet. Squat jump is much weight or this is try here. You don't try to squat jump or even skipping. not good because if you feel that you are because you know that you are slightly over. Running weight on this arm. Running weight is actually your BMI. It is your weight which can give you your best performance. Sometimes your weight goes up. Sankar was saying her weight is going up by 8 kg and Nirajana's weight went up by 3 kg. We will then complain that actually it is because their strength body have muscles to play on. Muscles weighs more than that. So that is the reason. So second one is the half squat, one is the jumping squat. Third one is this is called a lunge, forward lunge. Lunge is the third one. This is the forward lunge. This is the backward lunge. The third one is the side squat. This is called the overhead. You have to raise your arms, then hold your breath inside, and breathing around there, and then raise your arms another 2 inches and hold your breath. Try it over. Raise your arms, full breath and breath. 2 inches in the height. Hold your 10 seconds. That is very similar to your plan. It's simple. But then, just go 2 inches more, 10 seconds more. Look at 10 seconds more. At least 10 seconds. Abdominal muscles. Abdominal muscles within a day so that is another one. Next one is side plank, forward plank is This is another one. Lift your left straight leg. Another 10 seconds. Front opposite hand on the This is for the balance spines. This is our gluteus strong. reverse plan ചെയ്തിട്ട് അങ്ങനെ മാത്രം വെച്ചിട്ട് ഈ കാര്യം same reverse plan. This is basically for the gluteus as well as the hamstring. This is the best exercise for strengthening your gluteus. I think it's very easy. while we are at it, we got just my other the inside of as much as possible. Actually, specific sign on the രണ്ട് സൈഡിലുള്ള muscles many times, as many times as possible, 20 times. താല്പര്യമുള്ള തന്നെ ഇനി ഒരെണ്ണം ആക്ച്വലി these are some of the exercises that are mix and match. Strength training for the lower extremity in running. YouTube videos on that. You can go through that. Breathing. Breathing actually, there is only one rule for breathing. Breathing in cadence is breathing is the most important rule is you should breathe in and out through your mouth. No nose breathing.
Really, but water, moisture or something.
Yeah. See, some of the things നമ്മൾ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയിട്ട് അല്ല നമ്മൾ ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് വാട്ട് വിൽ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ് ഡു. സോ ബെസ്റ്റ് നമ്മുടെ ലങ്സിന് എയർ വേണം, അത് ഈ ഓക്സിജൻ അകത്തില്ല. അതിന് ഏറ്റവും നല്ല വായ്പ എടുക്കില്ല, മൂക്കിക്കൂടെ നോസ്ട്രൽസിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ കൂടെ.
But doctor, from whatever I know,
breathe through the nose. Yeah.
maximum air intake capacity is from the nose and not from the mouth. We have been taught this only in the
No, that is not right.
For running, we have been trained in Beaver to.
Yeah, that is because they want to increase so many other things, no?
Your oxygen
In
carrying
your
capacity.
state, yeah. All the elite runners breathe in through the mouth, breathe out through the mouth. There are people who do two steps for inspiration, 3 steps for expiration, that's all. That is not according to each person's ability. But basically it is breathe in through the mouth, breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the mouth and the nose. You don't have to sort of deliberately control the intake of air through your nose. Just breathe in through your mouth, breathe out through your mouth. The only thing is you need to just see is when you feel really tired, you breathe in through your nose or you keep your mouth open like the dog. So that is the maximum air you can get in. So you breathe in through your mouth, breathe out through your mouth. Then there is another thing, just like cycling, there is something called a cadence in running. So many people overstep by running. They are running like this. There are 2 types of people, gallopers and striders. People who are very good at running, they are basically striders. Thomas and Vishwa, Sid, they are all striders. But there are those who started running very recently, they are basically gallopers. They think they can do better like that. Actually, no. Actually, it's better to take small steps, keep on running fast. But very small steps. So that you have to put in at least 170 steps in a minute. More flexible. Even though it's slow, medium over. Minimum slow. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെയല്ല, ഇങ്ങനെ പോകണം. ലക്ഷ്മിയുടെ കാര്യം കൂടുതൽ സ്റ്റെപ്പാണ്. വെജിറ്റേറിയൻ ഇസ് പെർഫെക്റ്റ്. അപ്പം നമുക്ക് ഈ കാര്യം അറിയണമെങ്കിൽ യു കെ നോട്ട് ബൈ യുവർ സെൽഫ് ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് വെദർ യു ആർ ഡൂയിങ് റൈറ്റ്. യു ഹാവ് ടു ആസ്ക് സംബഡി എൽസ് ടു ടെൽ യു വെദർ യു ആർ ഡൂയിങ് റൈറ്റ്. ഞാൻ ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം ഞാൻ കാഷ്വലായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ I told Dr. Kiran that he is keeping his left arm like that. He said nobody has told me to. Only nobody was very difficult anymore. Yeah, he always once he gets into Indian style, he always keeps his hand in. Then how do you wave your hands? So many girls are getting it wrong. Everyone waves perfectly. Couldn't wave perfectly, but actually you have to just sit, got a peace of mind from one of the masters about this waving this alert. So this is the actual thing. You shouldn't go like this. You shouldn't go across the body. This is that. And if you tone your muscles, whether it is for better looks or whether it is for wearing sleeveless, it really helps your running also. I will want to practice it. Breathing, running is very similar to singing. Just like case with my ST Balasubramanian and all, they diaphragmatic breathing in our environment. That is pranayama. Pranayama, yoga, kariyama, I don't know. You have to breathe from your stomach. And it is always better to keep your shoulders back. And it is always better to have a slight bend. You have to always keep falling forward. It is called she running, CHI. She running is the way children run. And the order is not to be able to go away. And then you have order. And then you need to know order. The knee in the order can have our weights and our knee will your knees will get it. But to fall forward by running. That is one of the most good runners.
So won't we have that neck ache if we do that?
Not necessarily. If you have neck pain, you have to strengthen the muscles of your neck. But what is always like, everything is you keep your head like this.
Yeah, because
that is okay, but you have an open chested run, that is fine. More important is the shoulders, not the neck. Shoulders open. Shoulders open, makes your running easy. Now, try all these things. And those people who want to reduce their weight should reduce their food while they are running. Otherwise, your weight will never come down. So many cases. Once your metabolism is high strength, see, on such a hot day, yesterday night he decided to run 15 and he ran 30. So if your metabolism is too high, you can have any food you want. You can compare your metabolism with this. Cross training, see, actually if you want to run, you have to swimming, cycling,
walking
no, not at all. I would say don't walk. Runners should walk. Is what I would say. Because basically some of the other muscles of running are being used for walking. So basically you are tiring your running muscles at the same time you are not making a good work. It's better not to walk. It is better not to walk. It is better to do your strength exercise or go to the gym on those things. Cycling, swimming, definitely not football or racket sports. Because racket sports and football, you need, football is a contact sport also. Racket sports, you need to move towards the side, do all sorts of things. It's not, yeah, you can get injured very often. ഇതൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ വരാൻ കാരണം ധോണിയും റെയിനെയും കൂടെ ഇങ്ങനെ പിടിക്കുന്ന റഗ്ബി കളിക്കുന്ന പടം വരുമ്പോഴാണ് എല്ലാം ഇതൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ if you really want to become a better runner, you should start planning. Write down what you want to do tomorrow, what you want to do the next week. Girish is doing it very well. maybe after a month, when you want to run a half marathon or a full marathon, how many marathons you want or half marathons you want to do, don't get it.